Surprise, surprise, our old friend MP is back in the news again. This time, well, because of a report from our friend Nate White of the Daily Horn that states, people familiar with high-ranking voices in the front office are hearing that they're disappointed with the lack of leadership MP has shown thus far in his career. Something that was supposed to be his calling card coming out of college. So what do you guys think? Has MP been a bad leader at the NBA level?
Guess who's been saying this since day one? Me, yours truly. Anyone who has a bad athlete claims they're a great leader. It's the oldest trick in the book. And I'm not one bit surprised that his so-called leadership abilities disappeared soon as he stepped up his level of competition. It's hard to lead when you can't stay on the floor.
Perk, have you even watched him play this year?
I've seen enough.
Okay, what's his true shooting percentage?
I have to look it up.
How many paint touches does he have a game? How many pull-up threes has he taken? What's his off-ball defense been like?
JJ, do you really want me to answer those questions? Or are you having a meltdown?
A little bit of both.
Do I need to call a doctor?
No, you don't need to call the doctor. My point is, I don't know how anyone who's watched MP play this year could question his leadership abilities. Not only has he earned a right to start, he's playing winning basketball. He's been great in the community. He's done everything this organization has asked of him, and then some. That's not leadership to you?
Great in the community, winning basketball leadership? I'm sorry, but skateboarding with a bunch of children isn't what I call getting involved in the community. And it sure in the heck isn't leadership. What he's doing on the what is he doing on the skateboard anyway?
Hey, he's not bad.
Is he going to break his neck?
Listen, I just think it's ridiculous to question a rookie's leadership a few months into his career.
He's a young player.
Yeah, and I was actually talking about this with Joakim Noah on my podcast.
He knows Joakim Noah.
And he said that nobody MP's age should be asked to be their team's leader. It takes time to earn that role at this level. By that measure, MP's way ahead of the curve.
As someone, JJ, who won a championship,
oh, here we go.
I could tell you what you're saying right now is a bunch of nonsense.
What did championships have to do with it? Patrick Ewing doesn't have a championship. Steve Nash doesn't have a championship. Do you know more about basketball than them because you got the 6th most minutes on the 2008 Celtics?
Wow. Shots fired.
Whoa. There's no need for the insults, JJ.
The more I think about it, the more your anti-MP stance makes zero sense to me. If anything, you should relate to him. You didn't have the greatest physical gifts either, but you were consistent, you worked harder than anybody, and you maximized your skill set. People wanted you on their team because you were a great teammate and you had a winning mentality. How is that different than MP?
Well, first of all, JJ, I appreciate the compliments. But if the Celtics passed on Shep Owens to draft me, I think they were crazy too. He's that dude. Carry on.
I watched the segment, and this leadership stuff has got to be coming from Othello, right?
Yeah. Is there anyone else who would say something like that?
Not that I know of, no.
Well, my source confirmed it's coming from Othello.
Okay, so who is your source again? I mean, let me take a guess. Is it like Alan from accounting or something?
It is not Alan from accounting, and please stop asking because I'm not going to tell you.
You're going to slip up.
I'm so bored right now. Can we please talk about next steps? I have another meeting in 5.
Go ahead, please.
All right. As unfair as these leadership rumors are, we need to prove them false.
Yeah, we're in the position where the burden of proof falls on you. Now,
Yeah.
It's not fair, but it is our reality.
Okay, so I got to do something in public.
Well, you got to do something that people can't question. Okay? If you want to win this fight on the court, you need to be able to point to something quantifiable that you did out there, something leadery.
Makes
Otherwise,
sense.
it's your word versus Nate's anonymous source.
All right, I got some ideas.
Really? Well, let's hear him.
Could be source first.
Not going to happen.
All right, then, so you have to wait to find out during my press conference.
Hey, you say you got this? I believe you.
I got this.
Say less.
You know, almost every team has some kind of roster turnover in the offseason, so break this time of year can be about getting familiar with your new teammates.
There's always a feeling out process this early in the schedule. It's about finding your team's identity, figuring out how all the pieces are going to fit.
So the Nets starting 5. We've got Ben Simmons. Durant is out there with O'Neal. Then it's MP. And it's Irving in at the 2. Now here's Leonard. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. George against Irving. And MP throws it down.
We sometimes forget how solid Irving is when it comes to his passing. Great find there.
Pass to Leonard. Over O'Neal. Buries it from about 10 feet away.
Wow, it's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
MP's shot is good.
Smart dish by Durant, giving it away to a guy with a quality look.
And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 5-point game.
And never say never, but we might never see another player who combines the length and guard skills of Kevin Durant. He's a player who completely breaks the mold.
Durant kicks to Simmons. Here's MP, and the layup's good off the glass. MP's got 7 points in the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them.
From deep, George drains the three-pointer. And when you think about Durant's singularity as a player, Steve Kerr said he's more gifted than Michael Jordan. Greg, what do you think of that?
Well, Steve's had a first-hand view coaching KD and playing alongside Jordan. He didn't say greater, but more gifted. I think it's a conversation.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
MP deciding where to go with it. There's the dish to Durant. And good that time. Durant's got his second basket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
And it's finishes like that which have helped them build this lead here in the first half.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
MP passes to Durant. Good, and the assist goes to MP. MP's got 3 assists in the game. Outside, Wall. On the wing, George. He's covered by Irving. Over in the corner, Cousins. Los Angeles with another miss. Nets leading by 8.
And since 1999, the Clippers and Lakers have shared their downtown LA arena, the only NBA teams to split a venue, but that's going to change soon.
Here's George after Ben Simmons' bucket. George against Irving. Outside, George, 4 on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and Cousins throws it down.
Oh, nice work finding the open man by George. Plays like this prove he's a team player.
The Clippers broke ground on their new arena, set to open in Inglewood in 2024. I've seen the footprint. You fly right into LAX, and you see it every time. It's going to be beautiful. Curry is inside. Here's MP. The Clippers grab the miss. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Batum's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Paul George. And it's Man in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And MP gets it to go on the assist by Irving. And 12 points for MP.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And here's George for 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
And here's MP for 3. Batum grabs the miss.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Kevin Durant learned an important lesson at age 11. His dad cooked him one-on-one, dunking on him and talking trash. Durant started crying and he locked himself in his room, but he came to realize, what am I so mad at? It's good to be passionate, but channel it. Once you're off the court, leave it and go back to being you. Kevin?
Great advice. David, thanks. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
Outside, Simmons. Passes it to MP. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Greg, Ben Simmons, one of 4 players in the entire history of the NBA to average at least 7 rebounds and 7 assists per game through his first 4 seasons.
Think about it, Jordy. Magic Johnson, Oscar Robinson, and Luka Doncic. That is some pretty elite level company.
Here's MP, fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyways.
Another level this quarter, really high quality shooting.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Terrence Mann. And a switch here for Brooklyn. O'Neal's checked in. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. To the middle. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last.
What is going on right now?
John Wall's checked in for Los Angeles. Nets leading by 6. Simmons finds MP. Here's O'Neal. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Cousins against MP. And that one, good. MP's got 9 points in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Cousins with a screen on O'Neal. Here's George. That one misses. Good defense by MP. And the rejection by Cousins.
You just can't get those kinds of shots past.
The Brooklyn Nets with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break, and they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. Back right after this.
Welcome to the half, as we first take a quick glance at the injury report from around the league. And even with advances in training, injuries will happen. Basketball is high impact, especially if you're guarding the big fella over here.
Kenny, when you going to take a charge?
I'm good. Wise choice. And circling back to this first half, fellas, a decisive advantage for the Nets.
Well, just my unbiased opinion as someone who averaged a double-double. If you control the glass, you control the game. That's what they're doing right now.
Hold on. So you're reminding us of your numbers? Stunning.
No, I was just trying to tell you that 45, 22, and 6 blocks. Average.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
What a welcome surprise that first half. Went above and beyond his usual scoring output.
And I like that they had the confidence in him to keep calling his number.
In your younger days, RJ, you had seasons where you averaged over 22 points a game. Some players later in their careers struggle accepting smaller roles, different roles. As a player, talk about that challenge.
Self-confidence is a weird one. Sometimes it can work great for you, and sometimes it can work against you. For me personally, as I got older, I loved finding the challenge. And the challenge was, how could I star in my role? Was it as a 10-point-a-game scorer? Was it as a 20-point-a-game scorer? Or was it as a 5-point-a-game scorer? Because ultimately, you have a chance to have an impact on the game. And I love basketball, so I was going to take any role you were going to give me.
What a great answer. So in other words, you've always got to evolve.
Always get to evolve, and it's always going to be adapt or die, especially as you get older. You have to adapt or your career is going to end. I would have never played 17 years if I didn't adapt.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Durant is out there with MP. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's O'Neal in at the small forward. It's George on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. George has got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers.
Well, I played for the New Jersey Nets, and look, they made that move across the Hudson back in 2012, relocating to Brooklyn, which I think was the right move.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Rebounded by the Nets. MP's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And well over a decade in Brooklyn for the Nets. Richard, what kind of impact has that move had on the franchise?
Well, look, it's been great. The arena is fantastic. The fan base is growing. And more importantly, their ability to attract top-tier free agents like KD and Kyrie. They do not join the Nets if they're still in Jersey.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
And MP throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Leonard, the pass to Cousins. Back to Leonard. Cousins with a screen for Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. Pulls it up. Cousins, no good.
Really thought he had this one. And the defense, they were giving it to him.
And the dunk by MP.
And that pass first.
Group substitution here for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Cousins. Robert Covington comes in for Nicholas Batum. Norman Powell's checked in for George. And it's Luke Kennard in for John Wall. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Sharp's checked in for Durant. Joe Harris comes in for O'Neal. Curry's checked in for Kyrie Irving. And it's Mills in for Ben Simmons. Nets leading by 13. And with the 15th pick in the 2011 draft, Kawhi Leonard wasn't highly touted coming out of high school.
Listen, even in the pros, recognition took a while. How about this? He won Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made an All-Star team. Now, one of the 75 greatest.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Powell against Curry. Kicks it out to Covington. Launches it. A rebound by the Nets. MP's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And here's Harris from the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Harris has got 8 points.
And, you know, over time, we've seen Harris become much more assertive. Have to respect how much he believes in his jump shot.
In the corner, Kennard with it. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Mills has got his second bucket.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
If you want a t-shirt, come on and make some noise.
Here. Morris finds Kennard. Ball stolen. MP right side. Covington with the steal. Here's Mann. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The pass to Powell. Here's Morris. Nails the baby hook.
Yeah, crafty inside. Morris has become proficient at using his body to create just the right amount of space for that shot.
Covington against MP. Covington with the steal. And now Covington running the floor all by himself.
Incredible. Part of the reason Covington is so valued is because of that two-way ability.
Just 3 on the clock. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Their lead at 15.
The Clippers hold the Nets 59. It's the final quarter, everybody. Come on, get up, and get loud.
He's checked in for Brooklyn. O'Neal comes in for Seth Curry.
All right, fans, let's give a big hand to your Clippers spirit. Fans, put your heads together for your
Clippers trail by 19. Out on the wings for him, Powell and George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Wall in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And that one's good. Cousins.
If he's not a sure thing in the paint, Cousins is pretty close.
Brooklyn's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. MP, no good. And so Powell will bring it up for Los Angeles. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Durant with a screen on Powell. MP passes to KD.
Just maybe the best scoring forward of all time, and by maybe I mean he is. Yet again, it's Durant with a big night.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and
That's his third personal foul. Third team foul.
The elite player.
And you mentioned the injuries for Paul George. Let's see, GA, the broken leg, shoulder surgeries, last season a torn elbow ligament.
And I'm sure there are a few others, Kevin, but give him credit. To battle through and maintain his greatness tells you something about his competitive will.
Durant sets a screen for MP. Back to KD. Good, and the assist goes to MP.
Kevin Durant.
MP's got his 7th assist in the game. All taking his time here. And foul on the shot.
Ben Simmons. First personal foul. Fourth team foul.
In action, bought out by the Rockets, and he signs with the Clippers. If he can get back to where he was, that's a huge win for the Clippers. Could serve as a deadly third option for LA.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Leonard with the steal. Pass to Cousins. Lets it go from deep. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And this is going to end
in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help.
Not only lighten.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.
That's the end of the game. Fans, thank you for joining us for tonight's game. We hope you have a safe trip home, and we'll see you again.